Say no to drugs and say no to Canada.
The All-American Steve Rivers must have paid the ring announcer a lot of money to run down all of his former championships.
Well, money well spent.
Well, so Rivers says.
This is the pavilion. You got to go all out, right?
That's it. This is the highly anticipated cage match between. Well, we'll let the ring announcer tell the story. He is a fan and wrestling original. He is Steve, who's your daddy out. The combatant's having a tough time getting into the cage, Mentallo, with that narrow door entrance.
Well, I do know, Shark, that fans and the wrestlers are all looking forward to this cage match.
Absolutely. And they're one half of the Can-Am Wrestling Tag Team. Vinnie Fever coming to the ring.
It's time!
Is sacrilegious. I just can't believe it.
Originally from Hell's Kitchen, New York, he is the first ever Can-Am Wrestling World Heavyweight Champion, Mr. Saturday Night himself,
Vinnie Fever coming to the ring to Rick James music is akin to Mentallo coming to the ring to Dolly Parton music. It just does not go.
You know, I agree with you, Shark, but I think I might be able to pull it off, depending on the song.
Nah, I won't even go there. But nobody really wants to see Vinnie Fever dance or wrestle for that matter. What a hypocrite Vinnie Fever has become. Endears himself to the fans and then aligns himself with the king of underhandedness, Steve Wilde. I never thought I'd say this, but I hope that Steven Styles and Vince Austin beat the living crap out of Vinnie Fever, because that's what he deserves. Vince Austin with that chain in hand, waiting his tag team partner, superstar Steven Styles.
Superstar, he sure is.
That's it.
No other words to describe it.
No.
Come on, Vince! Come on, Vince! Get in here, you son of a bitch! Come on!
Get your face off! Think I'm getting into it too, you assholes! Hey, you!
Vinnie Fever all blown up already from getting into the cage. By the way, I had a look in catering at Vinnie Fever's pre-match meal.
What was it, Shark?
It was KFC.
There was KFC?
There was KFC, and he ate all 4 buckets all by himself. Speaking of big, here he is. Real Canadian Wrestling's Steven Styles having a really hard time getting into the ring, but he does it.
Now, Shark, I wanted to ask you,
Yes.
what role is Steve Rivers going to play in this match?
Oh, a quick start as Vinnie Fever attacks Steven Styles. Well, you know what? To answer your question,
Shark, get out of the ring.
I'm trying. Jesus. They couldn't have made that door a little narrower for the pundage that is the combatants in this match. To answer your question, what Steve Rivers, you would think, would be heavily siding with the team of Vinnie Fever and Steve Wilde, but we'll have to see. I quizzed Rivers about that a little bit earlier on before the show started tonight, and Rivers said he was going to call it down the middle already. It looks like to the Shark that Vinnie Fever is bleeding profusely, Mentallo, from the forehead.
And Steve Wilde hit that cage hard. Vince Austin propelled him into it, and boy, did he hit that fence.
That's it. Well, the door has been closed. There's only two ways to win this match. One, via pinfall, and two, by both members of the tag team escaping the cage and having both pairs of feet touch the legendary Stampede Pavilion floor. But I'm not sure, especially if it's a bloodied and battered Steven Styles or Vinnie Fever, whether either one of them will be able to escape. I think a pinfall is going to happen.
And no pun, but like a blood-smelling shark or a shark smelling blood in water, Steven Styles is attacking the forehead of Vinnie Fever.
Well, it's amazing that the $250 that I gave to Styles to beat the living crap out of Vinnie Fever, how it's working.
And Vinnie Fever goes into the cage hard.
Head first, Steven Styles laughing at Vinnie Fever. And you know what? Not to the surprise of the Shark or the Zombie Killer, the fans in the venerable Stampede Pavilion are squarely, Mentallo, I said squarely, behind the Real Canadian Wrestling tag team of Steven Styles and Viking Rage Vince Austin.
And Vince Austin, I understand, but Steven Styles, I don't know if I understand that.
I don't know what you just said.
Who am I to question the fans?
Nothing. No, we don't question the fans.
Some people wonder why they cheer me, so I better not say too much.
Well, you're definitely a fan favorite.
And Vince Austin into the cage hard.
Vinnie Fever throws Steven Styles right into the wrench of Steve Wilde.
And now the table's upturned.
Oh,
He hit the cage hard. Wow.
oh my God. Steve Rivers checking on the well-being of Steven Styles. Meanwhile, Steve Wilde on the backside waffles Vince Austin with that crescent wrench that he tucks back in his tights.
And Steve Wilde seems to be the only one who is doing well, because Vinnie Fever is in the other corner, really taking his time. Really, he took a beating from Steven Styles.
Oh no. And now Steven Styles is bleeding profusely himself. And if you, Vinnie Fever biting. It's like he didn't have enough to eat in catering with the 4 buckets of KFC's taking a bite out of Steven Styles' forehead, for God's sake.
Really trying to open that cut up, digging his teeth into it. A huge boot.
I've watched Vinnie Fever wrestle, if you can call it that, for 25 years, and I've never seen him this vicious. Maybe he should change his name to Vicious Vinnie Fever.
Steve Wilde delivering a huge chop to Vince Austin in the corner.
Oh my
Putting him
God.
up there. Another huge chop.
Double chops, one on the far side, Wilde on Austin, one on the near side, Fever on Styles.
Look at this. Both men ascending to the top of the cage.
Oh, Styles turns Fever around, giving him some really hard front chops. Wilde has got Austin on the top rope, a double poke in the eyes, a la Roddy Piper. Oh no, what's Wilde gonna do? Big kick.
Oh, both men Both men crotching themselves on the top rope.
Double straddle. Well, we might have two new entrants into the Vienna Boys Choir right there. Steven Styles bleeding like the proverbial stuck pig, Mentallo.
Vinnie Fever is not letting up on him. Oh, Vince Austin into the cage hard.
Curls Vince Austin. Forehead first. And you can definitely see, I don't know what. Oh, no.
Full Nelson Blade. Oh! He hit the wrong man.
Fever had his chain wrapped around his fist. Went to waffle Steven Styles, but Styles ducked. Oh! And now Fever ducks and Styles waffles.
Huge lariat.
Old tag team partner.
Huge lariat by Vinnie Fever.
Bunch of miscalculations. Oh, Fever exposing the elbow. Could it be the Fever elbow? He jumped over him. That's the most athletic move I've ever seen Vinnie Fever pull off.
Huge elbow delivered. And if he can get over and cover him, this might be the finish.
Except, I think he's gassed. Blown up, if you will. Can't administer the pin. And Styles is on his back, looking up at the lights.
Fever, just fall on him, and this will be yours. Styles making it back to his feet. Vince Austin making it back to his feet.
Oh! What does Vince Austin have there? Oh, he's got like a...
He's on a... Oh! He threw fire in his face.
Fire, and he caught.
There's
Vinnie
the pin.
Fever, double pin. 1, 2, and 3.
Steven Styles, look at his arm is across Vinnie Fever's chest.
Unbelievable. I think Vince Austin must have blinded Vinnie Fever with that ball of fire. And Steven Styles and Vince Austin both covered the burnt and blinded and bludgeoned. The 3 Bs. Burnt, blinded, and bludgeoned Vinnie Fever and gain a measure of victory. Look at Steven Styles is a bloody mess wearing that crimson mask. Wrestling fans, there are your winners. The Real Canadian Wrestling Tag Team of Superstar Steven Styles and Viking Rage, Vince Austin, and Vinnie Fever will be after the 4 buckets of KFC that he had in catering will be deserted later on a big piece of humble pie.
being pathetic. But if that's the way you want to fight Wilde, why don't you fight me? I'll tell you what, Wilde. Let's make it interesting. Because I'm the type of guy you don't want to meet in a dark alley. So I say, September 21st, Back Alley Nightclub, you and me. Accept. Vince, he doesn't have to accept. I'm the goddamn commissioner of Canada Wrestling. And you piece of shit, I should have known better than to trust you. You've been my best friend for 30 years, and you screw me in my retirement match, you piece of shit. So on September 21st, you will fight Mr. Beefy Goodness. And I hope in Christ, he takes your goddamn head off. Yeah, you're really tough coming in this cage. Shut up! Vinnie Fever! Today you're a piece of crap. Last week you're a piece of crap. Last year you're a piece of crap. Last 30 years you've been a piece of crap. Just like all these people here in Calgary, they don't deserve to see Steve Wilde get in the ring with that guy on September 21st. You want to step in the ring and come play with a wild thing like all those ugly women wrestling cunt? I'll tell you what, you make it interesting on September 21st at the Back Alley. Bring a little bit of blood, bring a little bit of skill, bring a little bit of cojones, and I'll show you in front of all these tards in Calgary on the 21st what Steve Wilde is truly all about. Wrestling fans, there you have it. Wednesday, September the 21st at the Can-Am Arena inside the Back Alley Nightclub. It will be Steve, Who's Your Daddy Wilde versus Mr. Beefy Goodness, Vince, Nevada. One last time, Vinnie Fever would like to address all of you. You know, I want to say thank you to each and every one of you guys that came down and supported this Wild Rose Sports Association tournament. Jake Sullivan, I want to say thank you to you for making my dream come true. You know, the hardest thing is going to be saying goodbye from in-ring competition. But I promise you guys, I'm going to do everything I can to promote independent wrestling in Calgary and bring it back to the heights of Stampede Wrestling again. There's one goddamn thing that we did this weekend. We show each and every one of you guys that when all promotions work together, we put on one hell of a goddamn event. Thank you, everybody. I've been in this sport since 1988, and I don't ever see leaving this sport. But tonight, I say goodbye to in-ring action. And I want to say thank you to all of you that have supported me